everybody. So today we're going to be talking about the story of the Last Supper. So that being said, let's get into it. So it's the night before Jesus' crucifixion. He gathers with his disciples in the upper room in Jerusalem to celebrate the Passover meal. We see this in scriptures Matthew 26:17 through 30, Mark 14:12 through 26, Luke 22:7 through 23, John 13:17, and 1 Corinthians 11:23 to 26. So Jesus sends Peter and John to prepare the Passover meal. Go and prepare the Passover for us, that way we may eat. We see this in Luke 22:8. They follow Jesus' instructions and find the upper room ready. Jesus then washes the feet of the disciples, and this is John's account. Before the meal, Jesus performs a shocking act of humility. He washes the disciples' feet, showing them what servant leadership looks like. If I then, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. We see this in John 13:14. This moment sets the tone for the entire evening. As they recline at the table, Jesus expresses deep emotion. With fervent desire, I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer. This was in Luke 22:15. He shows the cross is only hours away. Jesus announces a betrayer. During his meal, Jesus reveals that one of the disciples will betray him. He says, "One of you will betray me." This is Matthew 26:21. The disciples are shocked and begin asking, "Lord, is it I?" Judas is identified quietly, and he leaves to carry out his plan in John 13:26 through 30. The institution of the Lord's Supper. Jesus takes Passover meal and gives it new meaning, establishing what communion is, which we've broken down in previous videos. The bread. Jesus takes the bread and blesses it, breaks it, and gives it to them. Take, eat. This is my body. We see this in Matthew 26:26. The cup. Then he raises his cup. This is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. We see this in Matthew 26:28, and Luke adds, "Do this in remembrance of me." We see that in Luke 22:19. Paul later confirms this practice for the church. "For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the Lord's death till he comes." This is 1 Corinthians 11:26. Jesus gives his disciple a new command. Love one another as I have loved you. We see this in John 13:34. This becomes a defining mark of his followers. Teachings in the upper room in John 14 through 17. John records Jesus' final teachings, which we see the promise of the Holy Spirit in John 14:16 through 26. Jesus, the way, the truth of life in John 14:6. The true vine, which is in John 15:1 through 8. The warning of persecution in John 15:18 through 25. And high priestly prayer in John 17. These chapters reveal Jesus' heart before the cross. They sing a hymn and go to the Mount of Olives. After the meal, and when they sang a hymn, they went out to the Mount of Olives. We see this in Matthew 26:30. This leads directly to Gethsemane, where Jesus prays in agony before his arrest. That being said, you guys, stay blessed, never stress, with much peace, much power, much love, much light, and of course, much joy. See you guys next time.